Happy Wednesday, everybody. It's me, your friend, Wynne Blue. I'm glad to see you. Tonight is all about finishing up the zine. This doesn't mean Inktober is over. Let me turn down my lo-fi so I don't have to compete with it. There we go. We need it at about half volume. So for those of you who have come by just because, maybe you found me on your front page, my name is Wynne Blue. I'm an artist and musician out of Seattle, Washington. If you're in Seattle or not from Seattle, I'm from the Seattle metropolitan area. And for those of you Seattle purists, I am from Bothell. I know it sounds very crazy, but it's kind of like, can't please everybody, but you can try. Okay, so where are we going to find our Zen today? Let me know if I've got a good enough volume so you can hear my happy, soft, chill voice. I'm going to close some windows on another screen. One of the things that I've wanted to do is I want to be able to get away from InDesign, and I also want to get away from Adobe products in general. And a lot of my friends are using Clip Studio Paint as a paid option, and then others are using Affinity. I use Procreate. For some reason, things are super cheap on an iPad. Thank you, Apple. So what I'm looking for right now is I'm looking for an alternative to InDesign. Nobody I know who uses Adobe products likes InDesign, but it's come in very handy for me when it comes to making specific types of zines. Photoshop does that for me too, but because I tend to use my monitor screen, you know, my dashboard control center, on the same monitor that I normally do Photoshop stuff, I'm going to have to do something a little different. I'll still pull up Photoshop. So let me see if I can move some stuff around. Yeah. That way I can share what I'm doing with you. One of the things that I did last night, because Wednesday is my regular art stream, is I redrew my first illustration in the zine, and I will show that to you in a minute here. But I still want to pull up Photoshop. It is going to suck my resources out of my laptop, but I'm still going to try it. All right. One of the problems with moving Photoshop to another screen is everything gets reset. All of my control panels end up in the same spot, while Photoshop itself decides it's going to move to another window. Okay, let's pop it up, baby. Okay, let's go over to the drawing board. Oh, let's not go here just yet. I want to make sure that I have the right thing. this going to pop it up? Oh, come on. Is it going to do it for me? No. Thank you for your patience, everybody. A lot of this stuff is completely new to me. Let's see, what do I have to do? Window capture, there we go. All right. All right. Oh. Goodness, where did I go? There I am, but not really. I will figure this out if it kills me, you guys. There we go. All right. Hey Santo, how's it going? I am fighting Photoshop like you do. Which pretty much means all of my control panels, everything, it's all just, you won't be able to see it because everything is dumb. Yeah, there we go. I should embed these. Yeah, you can't see it, but they're there. They're there, I swear. So let's see. Oh, of course. For some reason, it's just not going to show everything. Damn it. Let's see if I can get this. I'm going to use US paper, size, legal. Yeah, there we go. Now is it going to show? It's not going to show anything, which is super. Okay, I might have to just completely screw this up. Here we go. Because you can't see anything. That is very upsetting. Is it going to show that? No. Oh, that makes me sad. Well, anyway. If there was only a way. If you have any ideas on how I'm going to get this done. Because if I could show you my monitor, that would be one thing. How the hell does that work? Because I go to display capture, and it says, hey, we're going to capture all 3 freaking monitors. Oh, do I have it? Yes. Okay. All right, let me move this around. Yay, everybody say yay. Here we are. Finally, we get to see things. And I know this might seem super dull. I mean, I'm usually in a sketchbook, but right now I just want to finish up my zine. Now, if you're used to seeing Photoshop and this seems kind of, I don't know, bizarre, like a weird, what the heck is this, Wynne? This is Photoshop CS4, which was released in 2008. This is how completely and totally opposed I am to subscription software. Screw you, Adobe, right? I still have a learning curve to go when it comes to some things. Oh! Hang on, I'm getting there. What is going on? Here I am trying to move things around, and it's being all weird. Alright, so let's go with the Droid Cam. It's all the way over here, yeah. Let's get a little more reverb in that. And now, because, well, I had a thought here and it just went away. Oh, AP6, yeah. Photoshop 6. Well, this is 4, and I have InDesign, I have Illustrator, I have some obsolete stuff here, man. Just completely obsolete. I am old school Photoshop. So let's get it. Let's get it, baby. All right, what do I have here? 4,200 pixels. Jeez Louise, what have I gotten myself into? So what is it, 2,100? Damn it, why don't you snap? I bet you anything I turned off snap. Come on. I know that's not very sexy. Mother of God. Do I have to go into preferences? Don't make me go into preferences, Adobe. Alright, baby, let's have it snap. Nothing like a little Photoshop, lo-fi, and a nice little radio voice. Trust me, it gets better. So I was gifted this little contraption, which is super cool. After seeing it online 100 times, it is a tour box. And the tour box makes everything super easy, but it's got probably 30 different controls on it. Let's look at it real quick. Oh, this is the only one I have, because I don't want to change scenes too much. And this is a sweet gadget. Oh, you have one, Santa. Yeah. I'm kind of looking forward to it. It's right-handed, though. At least I think it's right-handed. Maybe I could turn it around like this. Yeah, why do you put a thing there? If you're, I guess it's mostly, you think, for video people, maybe people mixing music. But I tell you what, this looks super sweet. Yeah. I just have to program it. Let's see, how many controls can we just see? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. And it looks like either of these buttons have, oh yeah, 15. That is just super nice. So I've been wanting to put this together for God knows how long, and I just haven't done it. And you know, since I got this, there have been nicer ones. But I think this one will do just fine. Now let's take my perfectionist butt back to Photoshop. Now what I'm currently doing right now is splitting up a 8.5 by 14 piece of paper the best I can. Yeah, there we go. What is, they also made a new one that's wireless. I don't think I trust anything that's wireless. Too many things can get in the way, you know. Let's see, 2100, 3100, 3150. Yeah, let's do that. It is a super nice piece of equipment, and it was on my Amazon wish list. I know I'm not supposed to be doing too much Amazon stuff, but damn, those things are nice. I don't know where else I can ask for something that my dad will actually get for me. And he does that. He's retired. He's like, what does my daughter want now? Okay, so 1,000, 2,000, 250, 275. All right, close enough for rock and roll right there. All right, let's pull some stuff out of the ether. All right, so what I got here is, here I have, oh, I gotta look up the thing again. Got my little handy dandy guide here. All right, so I have, all right, let's put some words on this baby. Oh yeah. That's good. And let's do it again. Number lock, bitches. Okay. 2, 3, 4. Okay. 5. Yeah, I'm gonna double check this. Alright, so that's where my zine is supposed to be going. Double checking. 1, 2, 3. 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, there we go. Those are all the ones. Checked on my handy dandy whatchamacallit right here. In about 20 seconds here, my Twitch people are going to be seeing a commercial break. Unless you are a subscriber, I do encourage you that if you have a Prime account to connect to me, okay? Now we're going to see something in about, I don't know, a second. Maybe a little more because I don't understand how this thing works sometimes. All right. So we have here, let's find our cover. Now the thing about the cover, I swear to you, I drew this thing 4 times, and that is including the pencil drawing everything is based off of. So I'm going to take a minute. I'm going to throw this up on Google Drive. I know I'm hitting all the sore spots today. I got Amazon, Google, Apple. I know it's hard, but they made it like we can't live without them. I don't know about you, I just know it's tough too. Oh man, I didn't finish page 1. Well, page 2 it is then. I think I have this one on my hard drive. Hang on, I gotta do a detail. In a lot of ways, modern Photoshop is pretty awesome. Oh, here's another thing that just didn't make it to the new thing. All right. Let's go through and put a picture in. Yeah. Page 1. looks small, but it's supposed to. Let's make it a little bit bigger. See, there's the house. Let's find picture number 2. Believe it or not, that's my husband's first wife. And yes, I was not kind. Plus, she's about an inch taller than her son, who's probably about 6 feet tall right now. Not bad, right? I think I'm going to make this just a little smaller. Give me plenty of room for some text at the side. There we go. Let's set that baby in. All right, image number 3. This is a great picture. Here, I'll show it to you. Hello, it's smelly. Yeah, this is the thing about old clunky software. There's a lot of keyboard work that has to be done. I had somebody online give me some crap about this. So I was asking a serious question. And they said to me in all caps, CS4 is dead. Throw out all your CDs. Throw them out, throw them out. Get yourself a subscription to the cloud. And I said, no thank you. Don't want no creative cloud. Forget that, forget that. I'm gonna put this in here. There we go. Actually, I think I'm gonna put this low. Because if I put that low, then I have room to put stuff on top. Because I want to put the text on top. Now where's number 4? Give me number 4. Number 4. Alright, which one is it? I think it's this one. Here's the fun part. This has to be upside down, so it folds right. Rotate, make it happen. Yeah, let's put this at the top. I see there's some spots I didn't quite erase. That's okay. Mistakes build character. All right, let's find number 5. I love this picture. It's incomplete, but any other details and it just wouldn't be fun. There we go. Let's find 6. Did I put it up here? Yes, I did. Yes, I did. I hope you don't mind a little singing along with my lo-fi. If the lo-fi needs to be louder, otherwise it just seems like I'm singing in the air. I don't feel like you have to answer. This is a lurker-friendly stream. I just want you to chill with me because it keeps me calm while I'm doing this. And you know what, Santo? I think I might put myself on an audition reel to do the radio thing. I think that'd be real fun. Let's find number 7. Where did it go? Ah, there it is. The question is it on my hard drive yet? That would be a big fat no. Yay. Well, let's get it out there. Forgive me, I'm going to hide this monitor thing so you can watch me through this. Okay. I've got a lot of crap in my Google Drive. Yep, there we go. All right, there we go. We don't need to worry about that anymore. All right, now we're going to go over to Google Drive. Yay! That was not with the lo-fi, that was just me being sing-songy. Here we go. Here we go, yeah. Show me what to do, baby. Oh yeah, put it right there. I haven't decided if I'm going to send this to select people on my Christmas card list. I don't know, I thought I'd just make it available for anyone who wants to download it. Plus, this is on legal size paper, not 8.5 by 11. I guess you could do it in 8.5 by 11, but it wouldn't fit quite well. All right, now I don't have anything for 8. Oh, wait a minute. Let me double check what I'm doing here. All right. Number 8 is something special. It happens to be the one that I have tried to do 4 times. I swear I'm trying to do something right here. All right, there we go. Yay! Photoshop, Photoshop. I wish I could show you the part of this particular process that I have done 17 times. It's very obnoxious. I'm going to save. It's very important that you save. I don't have autosave on. I learned that lesson very hard. You're either saving all the time, that's great, that's you, or you don't save at all, something terrible happens, and you are stuck. Let's see. Yes, I want to maximize compatibility. That would be awesome. Okay. That done. I'm going to come back to the drawing board here. See if I can adjust this. Hopefully this will go by very quickly. I figured out the new name of my zine is Adjusting Badly. That seems pretty appropriate. Hello, I have no tongue to say words properly. I'd say that this is appropriately titled. Before, the title was Welcome to My House. I didn't think that was appropriate. So let's get in here and do the thing. I'm going to brighten this up a little bit. I'm also going to switch the camera angle out. Just to make sure we've got the right thing. Digital art is not always fun to watch. Ooh. But we're going to make it work. All right, a little closer. So let me show you what it was previously. First, we're going to get the glove on. Okay. So originally this was, ta-da, really nice, somewhat accurate. Hands look good, everything else, but I did a thing that I was not very pleased with. So I'm going to do this again. And this is going to look more like me. Let's see if I can emulate this pose. That works. All right, so let's get some inking on this. I'm going to keep it simple, just because I want to put this in my document and put out a test print so that I know that I got it in the right order. All right, I'm going to turn up my lo-fi just a little bit so we can chill and draw. Little bit of backbeat, doing the thing that we do. Ba 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 bum bum. All right. We're going to lighten this up so I'm not competing, so my ink isn't 100% relying on this. There's been many times when I have inked a pencil drawing and then I have deleted or hidden the pencil level, and it just suddenly everything looks very naked, and not in a good way. That's a happy face. I'll save that for a lighter black. Or like saving it for gray. Know what I mean? Just a gray. See, I told you it would go by pretty fast. You know, hands are really hard for anybody to do. Let me tell you, I practiced so much to get this far. devil's always in the details. Let's get some hair on that. Okay. That went pretty quick for the line work. Oh, I hate to zoom in on this part. But there is a stray pixel. Not having that. Okay, let's put some grayscale on her. First, we gotta check. Yep, not a variance. So now what we have is line work that does not stray too far off of the intended design, and is not interfered with or made naked by following too close or depending too much on the original pencil drawing. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go through and I'm going to give this person some color. First, I'm going to do something weird. The topic of my zine just conveniently went into his room and shut the door rather loudly. I know you can't hear it because I got a good mic, but I found it a little obnoxious. Nobody owes me silence. Not with a mic like this. Nobody owes me silence. They don't owe me even talking to, or maybe a tune. Let's start with something nice and light. And we'll put that background color back up. But Wynne, why don't you just... I haven't mastered that part of Procreate just yet. So for right now, to me this is just kind of a cool drawing tool. That's a little dark. That's a little dark. Gonna finish up. Fix my mic up, yeah. I'm gonna try something different. No, I'm not. I'm not gonna try anything different at all. I'm just not pleased with that. Now, this is where I show you why I did that weird thing. It's a contrast still. There we go. That's why it was being weird. Well, let's find out more. You know, normally I'd get my lo-fi from the relaxed movement on YouTube. But I recently found Stomp's playlist, and that is who's playing tonight. If you're a streamer and you like a little background music to go with your stream, whether you're just making stuff or don't have a Spotify, because I don't have a Spotify. I have music on Spotify, but I don't have Spotify. Seems like a strange thing to say, but I prefer to own my music. So I buy a lot of stuff, just the standard MP3s and track downloads. I was in the music scene for a long time in Seattle, and I guess I kind of got used to listening to indie bands, indie rock, indie folk. Some really awesome bands out there, probably in your hometown. I'd say follow the cool kids, but one thing I learned being a musician, most of them are not cool kids. They're not uncool, but they're not cool kids. They are just like you and me. I don't know that you're just hanging out, you see. Listening to something you found on the internet by an artist you might like, but you need to get to know that was a bad note. Normally I would put in my Twitch notes for the VOD, the VOD, where I got my music. So if somebody wants to sing along or use it for their streams, they can check it out. I have been so wrapped up. Let's do that. Story time. Recently, I decided it wasn't worth it to keep visiting on Facebook. Now, I envy a lot of you who have already gone on, moved on to greener pastures. I think that's wonderful. Because in an effort to get eyes on screens, I think Facebook has become pretty, what's a good word for it? Lame. I see a lot of advertisements. That in of itself is not that bad. I've even bought a few things. But the deal is, I kept snoozing and unfollowing people because I'm a wuss. I'm a wuss, I can't just unfriend people. But it just evolved. I couldn't interact with people, and why did I stay there so long? I'll tell you why. Because a lot of older people, including my dad, have friends there. And that's how they get to socialize. And if it gives my dad a safe space to keep in touch with the people that he enjoys talking to, I'm not going to take that away from him. And I need to know what he's doing, so that when I call him up and he says, "Didn't you see? I posted on Facebook," I can say, "Oh yeah, I saw that." Like the last time I called him, he was in the middle of watching the last Mariners game. I'm watching the Mariners game, he says. But he doesn't say the Mariners game, he says the Marineras. Because, my dad's kind of a hoot. Other people would say, oh yeah, your dad's kind of a comedian, isn't he? Why, yes. Yes, my dad is a comedian. Not professionally, but he does his best. So I have been off of Facebook for probably a week or two. I did one of those things that back in LiveJournal days we used to call a flounce. Are you familiar with flounce? It is the internet version of taking your ball and going home. And people would do it after they had lost an argument on the internet, in a group, somewhere on LiveJournal. And so they called it a flounce. It was usually done with a lot of drama. Which is unfortunate, but it is what it is. All right, I'm going to do this skin portion one more time. That seems really close to what I just did. Let's try a little lighter. If I do it too light, everything will just blend. I don't want it to do that. So anyway, I flounced off of, I flounced off of Facebook. I said some, Go get it, Fred, go get it. Go get it, Fred. Yeah, she's not paying attention. Watch her, she'll run off. She's right over there, in that corner. She'll realize what's going on in a second. There we go. Well, crud. Hands, head. My flounce turned out to be, well, it had an expletive in it. Why not, right? Not full of expletives. Just one bad word. Followed by I love you. And I haven't gone back to look at any of the comments that anybody made. I did manage to catch one that said, "Tell us how you really feel, Wynne." I thought that was funny. Nope. All right, let's get some shadows on this. I got an ad break coming up for my Twitch peeps. Hang out with me, okay? I'll be back in 2 minutes. And this will keep going. Oh, that doesn't look right. So speaking of that Facebook flounce, I just went back today and I saw somebody commented, maybe a day or so after, saying that they really enjoyed my stream. And I'm grateful for that. It was somebody I know. So somebody I know put a comment on there and he said, "Thank you for the stream. Very inspiring." Because a few days ago I was talking about being an artist, what it means. And you don't really have to call yourself an artist to be one. That you do it for yourself. You don't do it for anybody else. And trying to please other people with your art is kind of a recipe for disaster in a way, because it compromises your enjoyment of making art. And every day, there's somebody out there drawing. They might not be, Monet or Picasso or Rembrandt, but they're out there doing it, And if they keep doing it, you'll watch their style change. You'll watch it evolve as they learn more from the things they don't like about what they've done. So if you can find yourself watching an artist and sticking with them, watching them grow, it really is a fabulous feeling. You just want to cheer them on, I know I do. But they thanked me. And I wish I could say, "Hey, Brett, if you're watching, you're welcome. I'm glad I could be here for you." And, I don't know if he's lurking or if he just popped in on YouTube for a little while. Doesn't matter. I'm considering going back to Facebook briefly and so that I can comment. And I think the only reason that I haven't done it sooner is I had a reason, for not wanting to be on Facebook. And the only reason I haven't just deleted everything is, well, I popped on when it was new, back when all your entries were made in the third person. And yeah, your grandma's probably posting pictures of you and your friends or whatever. Don't get mad. She's just really proud of you. All right. I just want to do a couple more shading things, and then we'll call this lady done. And we can add her to our zine layout. Okay. I don't want to overwork this. I think it looks fine the way it is. But I am going to do a little something here. There we go. A little extra shading in the face. Okay, there we go. That looks a lot better than the last one I did. So let's see if I can make this. Work with me on this, okay? Because if I can make this somewhat transparent, it will look better when I finally put it in the zine. Plus, this tells me where I have missed any paint. Oh, I already see something. And at some point I will flatten this white layer in Wynne, why don't you just delete the white layer? Well, I kind of need it. Now, I wonder if this is the same as overworking it. Because that is the last thing I want to do. But I also don't want it to be sloppy. Yeah, that works for me. Okay. Ta-da! Now I'm going to take this and I'm going to make it bigger. I'm going to hope for the best. Yeah, that works. What I want to be able to do is go back into Photoshop and put... I know I can do that here in Procreate, but I would much rather do it in a familiar spot, because let me tell you, the text editor in Procreate is such a headache to me. Super headache. But the one in Photoshop I've been working with for ages. And we are in low battery mode, so let's get this exported. Move it on up. Save here. All right, one thing I want to do. Yay, uploaded. Okay, I'm gonna go and plug this baby back in. Let's move back to the... Where is it? There it goes. All right. Dang it. Why is it all the way up there? Everything I hold in my hands ends up on the floor somehow. Everything in my hands ends up falling down. But now I picked it up, I'll put it back. There it is, safe and sound. Oh my gosh. All right. Let's get back to the Chapa de Photos. So here's what I'm going to do. That picture that I just finished drawing, it is going to go right there. But first, I kind of have to download it. I guess that's the one I have. Oh, I know what happened. The clear one, it ended up in a different directory. Let's go find it. There she is. Just put it back with the other one. Don't worry about it. All right. Now, first things first, I'm going to try the clear one. See how well it looks. You know, she looks kind of nice. Numbers out. Now I think I'm gonna look at my margins a little bit first. I'm gonna have to keep that there. I was gonna clear them and see what happened. If I can keep some of this stuff, this is mostly print things. What can I get away with as far as size? Which one is it? I gotta rename these or I'm gonna lose them. Now I just have to move some things around. I have to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. Oh, for mothers. All right. And this is going to have to move. If it's going to get cut off, it's going to get cut off at the bare minimum. I don't know about this one. I made a crazy border here. So it might as well be in the middle, right? I just thought of something. Let's zoom in and see what happens here. Did you see this? I put a little text box in there and I'd completely forgotten. Oh, goodness, princess. Okay, so I think I can get away with making this one a little bigger. All right. Let's see. That one can get cut off. That's fine. However, I think that being a little bit more straight, that would make me happy. All right, let's see. Let's go back and zoom out a little bit. So I have this story that I want to tell. What is the story? I'm going to write something down here to make sure that I have myself in the right spot. So I think in this corner over here, we're going to put some words. And it's going to be called Adjusting Badly. Or maybe it should be Adjusting Poorly. I think poorly works. So I'm going to write this down. Oh boy. So let's do this. She might have to be smaller. go. I gotta figure out what sort of... I've got like 400 fonts here. I mean, look at all these things. What can I do? I'd like something fun. But what can I put up there? Come on, make a decision, Wynne. I think I'm going to start with something comic booky. Where is it? I saw Letteromatic up here. Letteromatic. There we go. Take it down a notch. Reset. Ooh. That is huge. There we go. So, adjusting poorly. Ta-da! I wonder if I could... Well, maybe I could. Let's see what it does. I like the wavy thing. I like that one too. Looks kind of... And I don't want to do it too weird. Yeah, I like that one. I don't want to do too crazy. Yeah, that kind of cuts off stuff. Okay. Now I'm going to do this one. Oh yeah, don't want to do that. Forget that. Kind of gives a little something goofy. And let's see. I'm going to put all of these artsy things in its own folder. Let's get it in its own folder, shall we? That layer order is going to come back to haunt me, I promise. Not too badly, I hope. Let's go back to the pictures. Oh, come on. Pictures, page 1. Let's make her a little bit bigger. I have my reasons, I swear. Well, it still has to look like a P. Alright, I'm calling that adjusting poorly. Now let's add a little bit more text, but I'm not going to use the same font. I am going to use probably Inkslinger, which I got from the Blambot site. Blambot is so full of comic book fonts. So if you are an independent comic book maker, or if you just want to do something comic booky with your digital ink, Blambot. B-L-A-M-B-O-T. Let's see, where is it? Inkslinger. Ink Bandits, nope. Inkslinger. There we go. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Stop that. It's always something. Inkslinger. All right. So let's put down should I put a little apostrophe there? Yeah, there we go. Let's see if I can align these. There we go. No, that's not what you're supposed to do. In case you were wondering, no, you're not hallucinating. There's actual whispering in the lo-fi. I'm like, who's whispering? Do I have a ghost in the machine? Okay. I don't know if I like that. Let me look at something else just briefly. Yeah, I think I'm going to stick with that. Okay. So let us move to the next page. I'm going to try and keep the text simple because when it comes to something like this, simple is better. You're not writing a book, it's a zine. So the story is kept simple and the premise is kept simple. This is just my preference. If you want to write a novel in your 8-page zine, please by all means do that. That's just not what I want to do here. I could. Lord knows, I have at least a 3-novel series of little things that I would love to document, but I'm not going to do that right now. For one, keeping it simple is keeping it light. And keeping it light is kind of important when telling this particular story. I think I'm going to crop something. Maybe not crop, but I will definitely, yeah. Do not want, okay. And now I'm going to make a new folder, and it's going to be text. So let's just do a quick little box here. And choose something other than so I'm going to make this up as I go, you guys. Y'all, folks. I'm working on it, okay? It's important to be welcoming. So I've been saying you guys for like 30, 40 years, and this is new territory, and I want to be good for you, so I'm going to say y'all. Might seem a little, I don't know, hillbilly-like, but I don't care. I don't care. Okay. Okay, so is that big enough, I wonder? Let's see. I'm gonna see if I can make that just a little bigger. Now, when I make this bigger, I have to be careful because this pretty much means that all the text is going to be around the same size. Like I said, consistency. Most of it. Now let's see if we can give this some sort of paragraph thing. Nope, where is the text? Paragraph, where is it? Where is it? When in doubt, look where things aren't. Okay, I've lost like 5 windows right now. Adjustment match. There we go. Let's do this thing. Oh, not good. Not good either. Oh, Jiminy Christmas, Wynne. How the hell do we do this? The smaller the better. It's just not going to work for me, is it? Yeah, maybe 12 is the right spot. Yeah, 12, 14, maybe? Yeah, there we go. Okay, let's pull this out just a little bit to get a good look. All right. Oh, stop it. Let's go over here and look and see what we can add here. I'm going to put this in the 14, maybe 12 point category. Yeah, there we go. Let's move this down a little bit. I think this should probably be even smaller. Yeah, there we go. Maybe I should make this whole thing bigger. Oops. Oh, damn it. There we go. So here's the thing. We are going to all right. Now let's go to page 4. Now this one's kind of Let's see what we can do here. Here's our next one. Do, 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 do. Okay. So we have this. I'm going to move this text back where it belongs. And organization for your layers is so important. Alright, so now I have done this, and I'm going to take the entire thing and I'm going to flip it. Because this is what it looks like. And now let's just flip it over. And we will work on this side now. All right, let's put our next text box right here. Oops, where did I put it? That's not what I did. Oh, for fart's sake. Let's try this one more time. And I think I had this at 18. Yeah. Now keep in mind, all the things that I'm writing are from the perspective of someone who has not lived with a 22-year-old since the 90s, and this was not even close to what my experience was. so it's not bumping up against that border. Okay, so let's move on to the next one. I'm going to pop this up just a little so we're within the boundary. Quick stretch break. If you haven't already, pop me a follow. I do a lot of art streams, very quiet and lo-fi, but they're mostly pencils, painting. This month it's inks, and making a zine. Let's see, what was I going to say here? It's true. There's a lot of peanut butter and jelly. Personally, that much peanut butter and jelly would back me up. Back me up like a poorly maintained septic tank. I know it's a terrible visual, but it's a lot of peanut butter. Okay, let's make this a little bigger since everything just kind of... Oh, sand watches. That's fantastic. I'm going to make this a slightly smaller... Here we go. Okay, there we go. Now let's move on to page 7. ba bum bum bum. Okay. Okay, there we go. Let's move that up a little bit. What's the word I'm looking for? Okay. Let's do this last one. This is the back page. The back page, the back page. Okay, so let's see what we got. Okay. Let me go back to this. leave that there. No, I think I'll put one more little box right here. Oops. I definitely need one more box. Okay, I'm gonna make this smaller. Make this come down a little bit. All right. So I'm going to flip the whole thing one more time. Image. All right. Jesus saves. I just saved. Awesome. So let's go to this. Oh, what to write here that is neutral? If you've been following me through all the other text, you know that this is telling a story about something that's kind of sensitive. And the last thing I want to do is put something up here that is unfriendly, because it's a work in progress. What is that thing where it's a theory, but it's not really a theory? It's kind of like suspicions, maybe? Maybe suspicions? Something like that? Hard to express what I really want to say here. You know what I mean? So I'll just throw somebody under the bus. can just pull this up a little bit. Let's see if I can. Yeah, I can take that down a little bit. I would love yeah, that's probably a little better. Now let's look at the whole thing. Jesus saves. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I am going to put some 8.5 by 14 paper in my printer, and I'm going to print out a copy of this. So hang out with me for a little bit. It should only take like a couple of seconds to make the paper change. Plus, I may still be on camera. Okay, let's print. That's brilliant. Oh, come now. There we go. I'm going to scale it down to about 96%. It's going to gripe at me. And fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. Let's print our first paper. Oh, for Pete's sake. This is going to take a minute because this is a huge file. It's doing this, it's going ee. Snail's pace. So how you doing? I hope you're doing well. Okay, I didn't have the tray set up, so now it's somewhere in the room because it flew out of my printer and I heard it hit the floor, but I don't know where. I'm going to show you what it did. Just apparently my settings were not good. So we're going to try this one more time. And this time I'm not doing it in color. I'm not quite sure where I went wrong. Okay, I'm not going to deal with this one more time. Here we go. I am going to save this as something else and print it in something that knows how to print. Okay. And I'm going to go and launch Acrobat, I guess. All right. All right, let's see how this handles it. Yeah. That looks right. Now this is what we will be printing from. So let's go back to the drawing board. We are now in Adobe Acrobat Pro, where we will be printing this baby. Okay, let's see how we can do this. Okay, what? There's only one page in this. Didn't I have this problem last time? Landscape. Legal. Very annoying. Where is 8.5 by 11? Should be legal. Why is this not working? There we go. Finally. Okay, print to file, print to and we are going to print in black and white. Okay. I said black and white, you little so-and-so. There we go. Okay. Well, if you're just going to be dumb. All right. Fingers crossed again. See that whole purple and bluish purple house? I don't want that to be color. But here we are. Fingers crossed that this will print out okay and I can fold and cut and it'll be good to go. I am frightened. All right, waiting patiently. I know you can't hear the printer, but it's probably printing in the wrong direction again. So I have some stuff that I went to the Michaels today because there's another drawing streamer that was talking about inking. And his big thing was, you know, I use brushes and I mostly dip my brush into ink, and I've been thinking about pens. And he was showing me that he really likes these calligraphy pens, not like fountain pens, but calligraphy pens. The kind that you have a little nib on them and you dip them in ink. And he did a little demo, which was really nice. So I went to the Michaels today and I bought a fountain pen because everything else just didn't look like it was doable. So it looks like another printout has hit the floor, so I'm going to see how it has turned out. Ta-da! good. This is super good. Okay, so let us get away from the monitor and check it out. I'm going to move some light around and hopefully make it a little easier to see. Oh, I'm so excited. Because I got to move the camera back so that you can see what's going on. This is so great. All right. Forgive my camera shadow here. It's kind of necessary. Okay, let's see. I've got to get all of this detritus out of the way. Then I'm gonna fold it. I'm gonna make you hold it. Then I got to little fun with it. Alright, so we have 8.5 by 14 paper. That's legal size. And we're folding it in half both ways. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now what we're going to do is we're going to fold the sides in half. I've got a little cutoff here. That's because I didn't want it to print out quite so far off the edge. So it looks like some of it got cut off, but not enough to really interfere too much. Like I said, this is a learning process. This needs to be like focused. Thank you. And with something like this, you want to play around, especially with your printer settings. Okay, here we go. So now we have 8 spots. I'm going to take this and I'm going to Alright, let me grab something special here. Now remember, kids, before you use scissors, make sure you have adult supervision. I'm going to turn this around so I can see where I'm cutting. And what you want to do is you want to cut from the middle to this fold. It doesn't have to be perfect. Now you have a little hole in there. And we are going to fold this in half. we're going to find our front page, and I think I might have done this backwards. Yeah, I think I did this backwards. But the cool thing is that I do it in Photoshop, which means I can rearrange it if I want to. Because the folds aren't quite in the right place. I wanted this to be a cover, and it's not. Okay, so we have our gonna adjust the camera one more time. Okay, so we have this page, this page. Oh, got a typo. Gotta fix that. So it's kind of backwards. I think this needs to be in the position we put it number 2. So I can move that around and print it out again. I don't know if I should print that in color or not. Kind of adds to, a little something, but it's the only color illustration in the whole thing, Did you have fun with that, watching me struggle through Photoshop and doing my little illustration here? That's what I did tonight. I did this illustration, which is actually my third try redrawing this. I think it turned out pretty good. So I'll be sharing this on Instagram, and I will also redo this so that it actually folds the way I want it to. Disappointed, but luckily it's not like it's a tattoo or anything. Wouldn't that be awful? Oh no, I got a tattoo and it's in the wrong order. That would actually be pretty bad. Oh gosh. Okay, for some reason today, on my Twitch app, I got a notification for Justin Bieber going live. And now, every time I open my app, it lands right on the Justin Bieber stream. Why does it do that? Justin Bieber has not really been very interesting to me for a long time. Not because, he's not talented, he's just not my thing. So let's see who I've got going on here. I want to make sure that you get into a really cool place. Now stick with me, because I like to think that I can introduce you to someone who is super interesting. And I know that there's always people online right now that are doing something kind of cool. Now my first thought is, and I can't pronounce his name properly, but he has the voice of an angel. Kuya Music. He's also on YouTube for any of you who are, wanting to try something new And it's just the voice of an angel, and he's immensely talented. I think he is Hawaiian. So we'll see how that goes. Let me do a little finagling. I gotta turn off stuff on my desktop. I gotta close up Photoshop. Come on, close it up. I'm really glad you hung out with me today. It's been really nice. Doing a little hanging out. Every once in a while, singing with the music. Doing a little thing, oh yeah. Just doing a little notepad stuff for a second. All right. So hang with me for a minute. I really want you to meet Kuya. Super nice guy. Let's take a look in on Freddie while we're getting our stuff together, okay? Hey, Fred. What a sweetheart. She'll be 10 years old in January. Whole years old. At any rate, my name is Wynne Blue. I'm your friend, always will be. I love you and I want you to be happy. I want good things for you. I want you to take care of yourself. I want you to take care of others. Remember, this is a wild time in history to be alive. Just chill with me. Guaranteed Wednesday nights. And I should probably tell you, my Inktober schedule has included a Saturday stream. But this Saturday, I'll be in D&D all day long. I completely forgot about it. So instead, come back with me tomorrow. I'm gonna pop on and do some illustrating in my sketchbook around 2 p.m. on, it'd be like 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Eastern. I'm not sure what that's gonna be like overseas, if you're joining me from across the pond. So let me just put a little something here. I want to thank my folks on YouTube and my folks on Twitch. It has been a lovely evening. Now I'm going to go get something to eat, preferably something chocolate. I think I deserve it. If you like chocolate, get yourself some too. And if you're not into that, get yourself some strawberries or bananas or something fruit. You know, fruit's always good. You know what I mean? So hang with me for a sec while I do this. Did I mention I love you and I want you to be happy? I totally do. So hang out for a bit. I will see you tomorrow, 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Eastern. All right, be cool, y'all. It's going to be just a few seconds until we raid.
Only fools rush here, but I can't Shall I stay?